People see me on Skid Row and assume I came from chaos. But my childhood was the opposite. Stable, loving, safe. No trauma, no secrets. My biggest childhood problem was missing out on roller skating. I had every advantage, every opportunity. My life was supposed to be a masterpiece. But sometimes the fall starts from the safest place. That little girl in the photos, she feels like a stranger now. People want a simple reason for how I ended up here, but there isn't one. There was no single catastrophe. Just a series of small choices, each one leading me further from that perfect New York sidewalk. The stability of my youth is the paradox that makes my story harder to understand. It's the ghost that haunts me, reminding me of the warmth I once knew. My story isn't about a broken home. It's about how anyone from anywhere can lose their way. The before makes the after so much harder to explain. Sometimes you don't realize you're lost until you're too far gone. That's how I ended up here.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patent it. Being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks. This and that, speaking slow, speaking fast. Got the ropes, got the gas, think I'm okay and last. But I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last. And to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah. Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for 7 pages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
Life with Jack ended, the finality of it echoing in the silence of my apartment. But the pattern, that insidious cycle, stayed. It clung to me like a shadow, refusing to release its grip. Drugs and sex work, they became my crutches, my escape, became my normal, a twisted reality I couldn't seem to break free from. Not a crash, not a sudden cataclysm, but a slow, agonizing spiral downwards. I tried to get clean. I went to rehab, sat in counseling, but never for myself. The motivation was always external, always for someone else, for a fleeting moment of approval or a desperate attempt to salvage a failing relationship. I never had children. The thought never even crossed my mind as a viable option. I knew, deep down, that I couldn't give them the stability, the love, the care they deserved. I drifted through my 20s and 30s, each year blurring into the next, a monotonous cycle of self-destruction. A ghost in my own life, watching from the sidelines as the world moved on without me. Homelessness wasn't a single event, a sudden fall from grace. It was lost jobs, the sting of a pink slip, missed rent notices piling up on the counter, burned bridges, relationships fractured beyond repair, leaving me isolated and alone. One day you have a key, a symbol of security and belonging. The next you don't, and the world shifts beneath your feet. For 3 years, seasons have come and gone, each one bringing new challenges and hardships. The street has been my home, a harsh and unforgiving teacher. Survival is different out here. It's a constant battle for resources and safety. Find a safe place to sleep. Avoid the wrong people, those who would prey on your vulnerability. The work is riskier, each transaction a gamble with your safety and well-being. The need more desperate, the hunger gnawing at your insides, both physically and emotionally. People think there's a final moment, a dramatic event that pushes you over the edge, sending you spiraling into the abyss. But it's more like erosion, a slow and steady wearing away of your spirit. My life became about two things, two simple yet all-consuming goals: getting drugs, finding that fleeting moment of escape from the pain, and surviving the day, making it through another 24 hours in this brutal reality. Everything else, the memories, the dreams, the aspirations, faded away, becoming distant and irrelevant. The spiral wasn't a fall, a sudden plunge into darkness. It was a surrender, a slow and deliberate giving up on myself. Piece by piece, I dismantled my life, shedding the things that once defined me. I gave up everything I was, everything I could have been. I walked away from a good life, a life filled with potential and promise. One step at a time, each decision leading me further down this destructive path. Now, I'm too far gone, lost in the labyrinth of my own making. Too far gone to find my way back, to reclaim the life I so carelessly threw away. My greatest strength, perhaps my only reliable skill, is putting things in boxes. It's a coping mechanism, a way to compartmentalize the chaos of my life. Memories, regrets, feelings, the heavy stuff. The things that threaten to drown you if you let them surface all at once. It's how you survive out here, on these unforgiving streets. You learn to pack it all away. If you let it all hit you at once, the pain, the loss, the sheer desperation, you'd never get up. You'd be paralyzed by the weight of it all. The girl with the perfect childhood, the one who believed in fairy tales, she's carefully tucked away in a box labeled "Do Not Open." The love for Jack, the dreams we shared, the future we planned, another box buried deep. The things I've done to survive, the choices I'm not proud of, locked away in a steel box, never to be opened again. It's not about forgetting completely, because you never truly forget. It's about managing the weight, distributing it so you can still stand. Survival isn't about pride or dignity. It's mechanical, a series of automatic actions. Inhale, exhale, find the next fix, quiet the demons. Find a place to sleep, even if it's just for a few hours. My drug of choice, the one that truly numbs the pain, is fentanyl. But I'll use whatever's available, whatever can offer a temporary escape. Drugs aren't fun anymore. They're not about pleasure. They're a tool, a crude anesthetic. They quiet the regret that gnaws at me, build a wall, brick by brick, between me and the world. Emotional numbness, that blank stare, keeps me from falling completely apart, from shattering into a million pieces. But it also keeps me from feeling anything else, any flicker of warmth or hope. Joy, hope, connection. Those are just echoes, faint whispers from another life, a life I barely remember. I have acquaintances, people I see around, but no real trust, no genuine connection. Out here, trust is a vulnerability, a weakness that can be exploited. I move through my days in a haze, a fog that clings to everything, not just from the drugs, but from the deliberate distance I create. I rotate where I sleep, moving from place to place, never staying long enough to become a burden or draw unwanted attention. I try to be a ghost, a shadow, leaving no trace of my existence. When you have nothing, when you're already invisible, you don't want to be a problem for anyone else. It's a strange kind of courtesy, an unspoken understanding among the forgotten, the discarded. We just keep breathing, one breath at a time. Inhale, exhale. That's the plan, the only plan I can manage right now. The heaviest box I carry is filled with wasted potential. Teachers, parents, they all said I had so much potential. But it was just a word, a vague promise I never understood. Now it haunts me. I think about the career I could have had, the person I could have become. The regret isn't about money or success. It's about letting a gift dissolve. It's like mourning a person who never got to exist. That person was me, and I stood in her way. I have all the right pieces, but they're put together wrong. Intelligence, resilience, social skills, they're all used for survival now. My intelligence helps me avoid danger. My resilience gets me through another night. My social skills entertain men. It's a twisted version of the life I was meant to have. Regretting a choice is one thing. Regretting an unlived life is something else. The greatest tragedy isn't what happened to me, but what didn't happen. No drug can numb that truth. It's always there, just beneath the surface. My relationship with drugs changed over the years. With Jack, drugs felt like rebellion, adventure. We thought we were in control, but the drugs were using us. By the time you see the cage, you're already locked inside. Now I see drugs for what they are, the worst pimp you could have. A human pimp takes your money, but at least you see their face. Drugs get inside your head, whispering you can't live without them. Addiction dictates everything. Who you talk to, where you go, what you do. It's a relentless master, never satisfied. People think they can manage it, but with hard drugs, that's a fantasy. Sooner or later, the drug wins. It takes your job, your family, your home, your soul. It's a one-way street to ruin. The young me thought she was stronger than the substance. No one is. The drug rewires your brain until its needs become yours. It promises freedom and delivers a life sentence. Every day, I live under the thumb of that invisible, merciless pimp. You can't run away from it. It lives inside you. When you live day to day, the future is a luxury. My world is the next hour, the next meal, the next place to sleep. But one fear cuts through the numbness, dying alone, forgotten, erased. To vanish without a trace, that's the coldest fear of all. If I could give advice, it's this. Stay in the moment. Don't get stuck in the past or paralyzed by the future. Handle what's in front of you. For me, it's survival. For you, it could be the key to not getting overwhelmed. Focus on the next right step. But the most important lesson? Don't trust anyone completely. Always keep a piece of yourself back. Be skeptical, especially of people who seem like the answer. My story started with someone who seemed like the answer. I'm not saying close yourself off, but be your own guardian. At the end of the day, you're all you've got, and that has to be enough.